Hey guys, it's Tyler here from BleepinJeep, and about time I did an update video on what's been going on. The big news is this ugly white building in the background that you see and all of this cement is part of a new shop that I've been working on all summer. I decided to convert one of my turkey coops to a shop. So I'm going to have a little over 4,000 square feet, 7 bays, and it's just going to be awesome. I can't even explain how excited about this I am. My dad's been helping me big time, as well as one of my very best friends did all the concrete work. So this is really what's been taking up a lot of my time this summer, is trying to get this building ready because the cold weather's coming. We're third week in September right now, and I think we're supposed to get a freeze the next couple of nights, so I'm running out of time. I've been working really hard trying to get this shop ready. We still got a long ways to go to get it weather tight before the cold weather sets in. But the cool thing is it's going to give me the space to be able to set things up to really concentrate on my projects better. A lot of you guys have been asking about the Overlander project and Project Tetanus. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. The second thing that I wanted to show you guys is Comanche. Now this is not Tetanus. If you remember, I have two 87 Comanches, a short bed and a long bed. Tetanus is the red short bed. This was the long bed. It's an 87 that originally I purchased it for my daughter. She ended up crashing it into a signpost, and I did the video on how to replace or how to repair the unibody. That was this truck, and you'll notice the red front, the red hood. There's also a red fender on that side. Those all came from Tetanus, and that's okay because Tetanus is going to get the 97 Cherokee conversion, but I needed those parts to be able to get this truck up and running. This is also the bumper off the Overlander. I just spent a week in Wyoming with my brother, and I did not want to drive through the state of Wyoming without a good bumper. If you've ever been in the western part of Wyoming and you know how many animals are on the road this time of year, I didn't want to have to repair this thing again. So this bumper will probably not stay on here, but for now, that's what's on here. It will go back to the Overlander eventually. But this truck, I got, well, let me tell you what happened. After I repaired the unibody and got the truck put back together, it had a dead battery. So it sat in my driveway for months. During that time, the crappy tires, old crappy farm tires that were on it, actually, this one over here actually like delaminated and came apart and went flat. The only tires I had on hand were 31 1050s, but they wouldn't fit under this truck without a lift. So I got a wild hair, and I wanted to see if I could lift this truck to fit 31s without spending any money. Just with parts and junk and crap that I had in my sheds or on the shelf, or junk that I'd accumulated over the years, and I was able to lift this truck to fit these 31 1050s absolutely $0. So watch for the video coming on that. I'm going to show you guys how I did that with junkyard parts I had laying around, parts from other Jeeps, things that I've done like that. But it turned out really good. Drove to Wyoming and back. So it's gutless because it's the 4-cylinder, but it made it. So watch for that video, and also some videos of what I'm doing in the shop. Now, I also posted on Facebook. I've never done a question video, so I posted on Facebook that if you guys wanted to ask me some questions, I would go over some of those. So let me take a look here. And there were a lot of questions about tetanus, so let me tell you what's going on. Oh, here's Sarah Donaldson asks, does your wife nag you about projects as much as your viewers, and how is the Project Overlander coming? No, my wife does not nag me about projects unless it's fixing a rock chip on her Tahoe. There'll actually be a video coming for that pretty soon. You did nag me a little bit about that, honey, but no, she does not nag me about my projects. My wife is awesome. She's the most understanding wife in the universe to allow me to have 11 or 12 Jeeps laying around and piles of parts and so forth. So she also likes to go wheeling with me, so I got pretty lucky that way. You guys are going to see her in our Hole in the Rock video where Matt and Tim and I went out to the Hole in the Rock. You'll see some of my wife in that in a few places. You'll also see her in my JP Magazine Dirt and Drive video. That's going to be coming up. It was actually our 10th anniversary this year, and I took her on that trip as our anniversary trip, and it was pretty epic. So those videos are coming soon. John Wilder. I met John on the Dirt and Drive. Cool guy. He's the one that we did the walk around of the Overlander Cherokee, that red one. He says he's curious how the Project Overlander is coming, and did I get the rear bumper built? No, I have not gotten the rear bumper built. I've been concentrating on trying to get the shop done before the snow flies, but there are a bunch of videos that I've shot of things I've done on the Overlander that are not edited yet. It takes a lot of time to do the editing and make the videos hopefully interesting for you guys to watch. So I have a lot of footage stacked up that I just need to get to edit. That will show some of the progress on the Overlander, but progress has been slow as I've been working on the shop this summer. David Bennett asks about flex, suspension flex. He asks, why is it so much emphasis put on flex in an equal world with two like rigs, both locked front and rear? Will a huge amount of flex even matter? Why not build a decent amount instead of saving on... why not do a decent amount of flex and save on having to replace lots of parts? This really only applies if you're running solid axles, which most of us in Jeeps are. If you've got live axles, flex becomes really important because it allows you to keep wheels on the ground. Does everybody need an incredibly huge amount of flex? No. But the more flex you have, generally the better performance your vehicle will give you off-road. Even with two like vehicles locked front and rear, the one with the more flex will generally get through obstacles easier because it's able to keep rubber on the road. The other thing it does is you won't get so much body roll when you're going into off-camber things. We noticed that a lot with the Scorpion crawler when we took it on our trip out to the Hole in the Rock. You know, Matt is able to just drive over things because of the amount of flex his axles have with his suspension. He can drive over things and go off camber and do things that Tim and I could not do in our more moderately modified Jeeps, because if I was to take my Jeep over it with the amount of flex I have, I would get so much body roll that I would risk rolling over. So if you can have your axles articulate and flex, generally the more flex the better. But you know, everything's a trade-off. It depends on the trails you run, it depends on how heavy your rig is, it depends on what axles you're running, what size tires you're running, but as a general rule, more flex is better. Aaron McCannon, he says a 2.8, is it gutless? Is it worth owning for the right price? And what would you do if you had one in a 4x4 Comanche 5-speed? Well, Aaron, this is a 4x4 Comanche 5-speed, and it does have the 4-cylinder, the 2.8 or 2.9, whatever it is, 2.8, and it is gutless. It is a turd. Now, this truck did take me all the way to Wyoming and all the way back here home, but I got to tell you that coming home, I hardly ever got out of fourth gear on the freeway because of I was coming into a storm and there was a headwind, And even going downhill in that headwind, I had to stick this thing in 4th gear to maintain even like 65 miles per hour. So I also have the 2.8, the 4-cylinder motor in my YJ, and it is a turd. Now, that being said, if you're just going to drive around town, or if you're out rock crawling, the 2.8 is a serviceable motor. Okay, I can rock crawl just about anything in that 4-cylinder YJ because I've got such low gearing that I can just crawl over things. But driving that thing on the highway, it'll make you want to punch yourself in the throat. It is when you're getting passed by a loaded semi truck going uphill, you know your car's gutless. So, you know, if you come across something like this Comanche, these things are like unicorns. You know, I came across this. I didn't care that it was a 4-cylinder because it was a complete running Comanche for 500 bucks. 4-wheel drive running Comanche for 500 bucks. So, you come across one of these, buy it, okay? But understand, if you're going to be driving freeway, it sucks. You know, driving around town and on the farm roads and stuff out here, it's all right. This will eventually get a bigger motor. But yeah, 2.8, very gutless. I hate them. I hate the motor in my YJ, I hate the motor in this, but both trucks run, so. All right, Josh Barrick asks, what happened to Project Tetanus? I think the last video I saw with that was like December 2016. Zach McCallum, do you have any progress on Project Tetanus? Keith Rilana, Tetanus is what I'm waiting for. You're helping me with my 87 MJ build, thanks. A bunch of questions about tetanus. So, here's what happened with Project Tetanus. I still need to get some parts for it. I'm going to have to buy another Cherokee where I can get a donor Cherokee for the front clip. I have the interior and all the things out of another wrecked Cherokee I have, but that Cherokee was hitting the front, so I can't use any of the grill or the fenders or the doors and the stuff that I need. So because of that, it's kind of sat on the back burner. I do have all the parts for Project Overlander, so I've really been trying to get the Overlander out of the way. I also there were several sponsored parts for the Overlander that I owe those companies some videos, so those are taking priority right now. Once the Overlander is done, I'm going to start hitting Tetanus again hard. It'll be really nice to have them out here in the shop because I'll be able to put them right next to each other, and I'll be able to work in the wintertime now. You know, in the past I've had to work outdoors. I have not been able to work inside, and in the wintertime it gets very cold here, it's very snowy, it's difficult to work outside. So I should be able to make a lot more progress now with the shop, and we will be getting to Tetanus. But as I mentioned before, 87 Comanche here. I'm going to show you how I lifted this thing to fit 31s spending zero money, just with stuff that junk I had laying around on the shelf. So I hope that will at least whet your appetites a little bit for you Comanche guys. But stay tuned. I will get back to Tetanus. Well, it's hard to run two, three projects at a time. It's just tough. All right, Connor Dean Wright asks, would you consider doing a WJ build? And in your opinion, what is your favorite axle to use in a Jeep? My dad has a WJ, a 2004. For those of you who don't know, that's the Grand Cherokee, and it was the last Grand Cherokee that had solid axles front and rear. And 2004 was the last year. My dad has a 2004, and he bought it new off the lot. It's a one-owner. It's his daily driver, though, so I'm not sure how keen he's going to be to me doing a lot of modifications. But if I can talk him into it, down the road, I wouldn't mind doing some, maybe a mild lift, slightly bigger tires, get him a good couple bumpers, some body armor, something like that. Just a real mild build, but something to showcase the capabilities of the WJ, because they're really kind of a diamond in the rough. They've got V8 engines, they've got really nice, comfortable interiors, and they still have solid axles. So they come, most of them I believe came with a Dana 44 in the rear and a Dana 30 in the front. It's kind of an oddball Dana 44 that doesn't have interchangeable parts with other Dana 44s. I think they had like an aluminum housing or something. But it's still a Dana 44. But that Jeep's a nice Jeep. I really like that Jeep. So yes, I would like to do a WJ build, but it will be down the road a ways. Rob Pedro says, where's the install videos for the Iron Rock off-road axle sleeves and the setting up gears in Project Overlander? So I've had lots and lots of comments on my videos about the part 3 on setting up gears. I have it all shot, but it was like 50 gigs of video. So editing that has just been a monumental task. I'm trying to get to that to give that to you guys. It's done. I just need to cut the footage. So that will be coming. The IRO axle sleeve video, that will be coming when I get back to Project Tetanus, because that axle is actually going to be going into Project Tetanus. So hopefully this winter I'll be able to get to that. How did BleepinJeep start? Matt, several years ago, was looking for a video on how to, I believe, replace a ball joint, and there just wasn't any good videos on YouTube on how to replace a ball joint. So he made his own. And that's really where it got started. And then I came on about a year and a half ago, I think, as a video producer when Matt was looking for guys to help him make videos. But really, that's how it got started. Matt he went out there, he saw a need, and he filled the need. So, alright guys, well this video is getting pretty long, and I'm losing the light, and I got to get to work. So, that's it for this time. I'm going to try and do one of these videos maybe once a month or something to keep you guys posted on what's going on, and also to connect with you guys. These videos really don't get a lot of views, so they're not really for us, they're for you guys. These are really for you guys, the fans. If you guys have questions for us, you want to know what's going on, I'll post on Facebook when I'm going to do one of these so that you can ask questions and we can let you know what it is we're doing. Alright, as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you, well, I'll see you soon. Thanks guys.